Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Lakna. Thank you for tuning in, and in this video I'm going to talk about the upcoming full moon, which is happening on August 23rd, and I'll share some of my Vedic astrology and just some intuitive channeled insights for this next full moon. So yeah, stay tuned. This is a really powerful new moon. All new moons, I feel, are so powerful because it represents the start of our new chapter, new beginning in our life. This one especially, we have the sun and moon and Ketu all in Leo at the time of this new moon. So Ketu is really close to this new moon, which makes it sort of eclipse-like. It's not an eclipse, but it's similar, and we're getting close to the actual eclipses that are going to happen soon. So there is this really strong energy of we are so closely connected to our ancestors in this time, with especially the star of Magha, where the new moon will be happening, and Magha is also ruled by Ketu, so there's this strong influence of Ketu with this new moon, and Ketu essentially wants us to be spiritually liberated, which is so powerful, but also it's a lot. It's like we need to really shed old skin before we can step into the new chapter of our life and the new version of ourselves. And the shedding of the old skin keeps coming up for myself. I recently had a FaceTime with my dad, and who's in Sri Lanka, and a cobra appeared in the background in their backyard. And yeah, the cobra, like the snake, is so symbolic right now. It's like shedding old skin so we can align with the new version of ourselves and of our life that wants to take place. We have to release that skin is like weighing us down, and it's holding us back, and it's blocking us from so many things. Like we have to let things go. And before we move into this new moon, we have to go through the Gandanta point, which is like this karmic knot of untying karmic knots and cycles and letting go of things, releasing pain and wounds and patterns. And yeah, there's a lot of that going on right now and leading into this new moon, and it's a constant process, like releasing, realigning. That's what happens with these moon cycles, but especially this one, it is like similar to an eclipse if you're ready to take on that energy, to transmute that, and yeah, step into a more lighter new chapter. This new moon is really calling us to connect with the Leo in our chart. So wherever you have Leo in your birth chart, which house you have it, and any planets aspecting it, that is the area being influenced right now and wanting the shedding of the old skin and stepping into new beginnings and embracing that new version of yourself, and getting out of your comfort zone, being a leader, putting yourself first, loving yourself more, being more confident and being more authentic with your expression. If you think about Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun is the brightest star in our universe, and it shines its light so freely and authentically, and that light recharges us. It gives us serotonin. It makes us feel warm and happy, and that just shows and proves that when we are connecting with our light, which the sun in Vedic astrology rules our consciousness, our pure light soul consciousness. So when we connect with that and we shine that freely and authentically, we will inspire others, will warm others, will make them happy too, and will fill them up. And it is this energizing energy, really. It is just like such an energizing planet, the sun, and it is what we're being called to connect with. at the time of this new moon is our sun, our inner light, and any sort of ways that we have dimmed our light in our life and why that is. And it's interesting with Ketu also being in Leo, we're being called to sort of purposefully dim our light in this time. The new moon asks us to do that as well, because this is when the moon is the darkest. You can't see it. And also Ketu is also wanting us to not really focus so much on expressing our light outwardly, but more taking it within us to really do the introspection, to have a look at our soul. And I believe this is happening so that we can really clear out the ego-based stuff that we may be confusing with our soul. Really going within to explore our connection to our inner light, our inner soul consciousness, and to see any clouded energies there, any judgment that we have of ourselves, or any misconceptions or perceptions of ourselves which we're just not seeing clearly, which is what Saturn and Neptune, both in retrograde right now, want us to see as well. So keep that in mind with this new moon. Even though we're starting this new chapter, it is so much introspection required in this time before we can start the new chapter. So going within to see the clouded misconceptions of ourselves and our inner light, like this can be to do with like the need for external validation, or literally judging ourselves, or anything fear-based, any fear-based beliefs or mindsets, really, insecurities, self-doubt, these misconceptions, really, perceptions that we have of ourselves, of our inner light, and these feelings, these limited beliefs that we need to clear out within us are so important, and they're going to come up more and more leading towards the new moon. We have to move through a Gandanta point of clearing karmic knots. We move through Ashlesha Nakshatra before we get to Magha, which is very connected to that serpent energy of shedding old skin, and also going deep into our psyche and our subconscious, and really looking at the patterns that we're holding on to so tightly that need to be released and that we need to let go of. And these are the ones that are like so hard to release and let go. These are really like those addictions and habits that we hold on to. It could be physical addictions, it could be mindsets, it could be anything. But these are patterns that are really blocking us from really being able to share and express and connect with our inner light, our soul, our consciousness, and it's blocking us from our truth. And there is this extreme sort of potential with Magha Nakshatra, which is going to come up at the time of this new moon, because we all have this extreme potential to swing either side. And because Ketu is close to the new moon, it's really going to bring this up, I believe, and it's this potential to completely disconnect from ourselves, disassociate from ourselves, or completely just unidentify with ourselves, with our inner light, with our soul, our needs, our wants, what we actually believe, and our truth, and be so disconnected from that. That is the shadow side of that. Ketu wants us to disconnect from the beliefs and the mindsets and all of the experiences that are not resonating with ourselves, not the other way around, not disconnecting from our soul and our purpose. But a lot of us do lose ourselves in this process of having to find ourselves. And I guess the deeper we lose ourselves, the more potential we have to really deeply understand ourselves and find ourselves again. But there is also the other extreme side of it, where you can be too attached or overly identified with your ego, and that is also not right. So yeah, it's just time to reflect on these themes, and it's going to come up. And ultimately, that sun is that really powerful positive light that is warming us up. It's giving us that serotonin, all of those powerful, beautiful things. But the sun in astrology, actually, when a planet gets close to the sun, it is, I can't remember the word of it, but there is a phrase where it is literally diminishing the strength of the other planets. If you have your sun close to another planet in your birth chart, your sun is actually diminishing some of the power of the other planets, which is not to say that in a way that is negative. It's just learning to deal with that and rebalancing that. And like the sun in real life, like if you are in the sun for too long, you're gonna get burnt. And that it just shows like the sun is so powerful and that light is so strong. And it just shows that sometimes your light, like when you are being free and authentic, it can irritate people, it can trigger people, it can bring up other people's wounds. And it doesn't mean that you have to suppress yourself. The rebalancing will always occur, and it, like, the right people will gravitate towards you when you're sharing your light. You will also inspire people, and those, like, yes, some people will get burnt by the sun, but it's just about learning how to be authentic and free while also being an uplifting energy and force, and not being overly in your ego. And the sun right now, with, I mean, the new moon in this time, wants us to reflect on our life, our own. If you think about how the sun will be diminishing the other planets that it gets close to, it's time to now have a look at how our inner light is maybe diminishing other aspects of ourself, how we have been diminishing our lives and our physical self, our body, our mind, our just state of being and our life. Like, how have we been diminishing that with our own light? Or maybe it's like too much ego, too much of that, like, over identification with certain things, habits, people, situations. Maybe it's like insecurities, it's self-doubt, it's self-worth. Like, this is all ego. It's not coming from our true soul, and it's clouding our true light, which is actually very inspiring and healing and energizing. This new moon essentially wants us all to own our strength and our power and our light, and really express our light fully, authentically, unapologetically, and to really go within, to listen to ourselves, to trust ourselves, so that we do have that confidence to share our light with the world, because we are following our heart and our soul and our intuition, and we are able to discern what is truth and what is aligned with ourselves and our own light from all of the external noise and clutter that is going on around us. We can disconnect from that and return within, and then when we're ready to come out into the world again and connect with others and connect with the world and all of the things that we do, we are so strong in our own light and our strength and our power, and we're so confident in that and who we are, that nothing in the external world will phase us. And because we're so connected to that inner light and what is going on within us, we can see that the external world is really just reflecting whatever is going on within us back to ourselves anyways. So it's all just powerful. This whole experience of life is so powerful and healing. This new moon is just such a powerful one, and the veil is super thin, I feel, because Ketu is close to the new moon. So it's just this time where the time is literally sort of slowing down and becoming a bit of a void for us to do that introspection. So I hope that you all have a really healing and powerfully transmuting time so that you can transcend those old stuck energies, as much of them as you can. And I hope that you all have a powerful new beginning, and I'm sending you all so much love. I hope that you can all connect with your angels and your ancestors and any of your guides that are wanting to reach out to you in this time for your healing. And yeah, I send you all so much love and so much positivity and so much sunlight. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video.